Welcome to this tutorial on custom connectors in the Data Productivity Cloud. Connectors are essential pipeline components that facilitate data extraction from source systems for use in downstream processes. By combining our connectors with scheduling or data streaming features, data teams that regularly extract from various source systems can simplify both real-time and regular data updates. Custom connectors empower users to create their own specialized connectors for interfacing with external data sources. In this example, we will be connecting to the Realtor API, which provides data on real estate. We can create the custom connector using the button in the main menu of the Data Productivity Cloud, or by finding Manage Custom Connectors in the hamburger menu. Creating a custom connector is then started by clicking the Add Connector button. Inside of the window that opens, we can configure our custom connector. We start by giving the custom connector a name in the name field located at the top left. Underneath the name of the connector, we give a name to the specific endpoint we want to use. It's worth noting that one custom connector can use multiple endpoints. Then we define which HTTP method the request is going to use. Custom connectors support two HTTP methods, GET and POST. Next to this, we need to enter the URI or URL of the specific API endpoint. Underneath this, we have several headers we can input data for. The first one is the authentication header. Matillion supports various authentication methods, each suited to different API requirements, including basic authentication, bearer token, API keys, and OAuth. You can also specify query and URI parameters for the API, as well as any header parameters. When making a POST request, the request body contains the data you intend to send to the external resource. The format of this data can vary based on the specific requirements of the API or service you're interfacing with. You can then click Send to make a test request. To examine the response body and headers, click the Response tab after clicking Send. Around this point is a good time to click Save at the top right, which will save our connector's configuration. Now is also a good time to point out that the authentication data we have entered here is not saved in the custom connector. We only use the authentication data here so that we can test the connector. Pagination settings are found in the second tab on the top. By default, connectors are often set to no pagination, which means all data is retrieved without splitting it into pages. There are lots of options for pagination, including full path, relative, path page based, and more. You can find more information on this in the documentation link below this video. In my case, I will be setting up page-based pagination. I will set the page size parameter to limit, which is the name of the query parameter used to specify the page size. The page size will be set as 10, specifying the number of records to return per page. I will set the page number parameter to page, which is the name of the query parameter used to specify the page number. Lastly, if I wanted, I could set the last page property, which would define the property in the response used to indicate the last page. However, I'm going to leave this blank. By checking the response from the API, I can confirm that I'm receiving the data as expected. At this point, we should save our connector setup again using the button in the top right. Now the connector is ready to be used in a pipeline. Inside the canvas of the designer, we will use the plus button to search for our connector. We then need to set up the custom connector in the canvas, starting in the Connect section of the component. First, we choose the data source, which in this case is the API endpoint we set up earlier. Please remember that one custom connector can be set up with multiple endpoints, but in this example, we have only set up one, so we will select that one. Then we select the authentication type, which in this case is an API key. Next, we need to select the API key, which needs to have been set up as a secret definition already. If this hasn't been done yet, you can click the Manage button to create one. If you don't know how to do this, you can use the link below this video to learn more. Inside the Configure section, we can see there are options to specify URI, query, and header parameters. In this case, we do not need to do this, so we can move on, but you can specify these here if you need to. Finally, we set up the destination section of the component. This is where you specify the destination you want your data to be loaded to. In my case, I will set it to Snowflake, use my environment defaults, and set a relevant table name for the data. After this, we should be able to see our pipeline validate successfully, meaning we can run the pipeline. So that covers how to create your own custom connector to connect to external data sources. By combining custom connectors with scheduling or data streaming features, data teams can regularly extract data from various source systems and simplify both real-time and regular data updates. If you found this tutorial helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more videos on the Data Productivity Cloud. To learn more about getting started with Matillion, visit matillion.com.